Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to solve day 23 problem of this month on LeetCode. Before starting, if you guys haven't subscribed my YouTube channel yet, then please go ahead and subscribe it. Now without any delay, let's get started with today's problem. So today I am going to solve problem number 143, that is reorder list. Okay, so in this problem you are given the head of a singly linked list. Okay, and the list can be represented as this. See here, this is L0, L0, L1 element of the list 1, right? This is the L2 element of list 1, and this is the L3 element of a list. Okay, so this is a list given to us, and these are the indexes. Let's say this is a 0 index, this is a 1 index, and this is a 2 index, this is a 3 index of a list. Okay, so we have to reorder the list to be on the following form. So here, see, this is a 0 index, and 0 index is joining with the last index, and then our first index is joining with the second last element in our list. Okay, so what we are doing here, follow this red color arrow. So I am going to join this first with this 4, and then this first 4 is going to join with this second, and then this second is going to join with 3. Okay, so here I have to join L0 with the last element of my list. Okay, once this is done, then this element is going to join with L1, and L1 is going to join with the second last element of my list. Same way. Okay, same way we have to go on. Okay, so this is what we are going to do here in this specific problem. Okay, so you may not modify the values in the list node, only nodes themselves may be changed. Okay, so this is done. Okay, so now let's understand how we are going to solve this problem. Okay, so first of all, see here, if there is only one node in my linked list, okay, or if there is nothing in my linked list, right, then in that case I have to just return the head of my linked list, right? Just return the head of my linked list. Okay, if there is just a single element, because we can't reorder anything, right? So we have to just return the head if it's null, or if there is only one element in our linked list. So can I write it like this? If head is equal to null, and or head dot next is equal to null, then in that case just return the, okay, since this is a void function, so just write a return here. Okay, so let's not return anything. Okay, but see carefully, if there is only one element, then we can't reorder anything. We have to just return one element. If it's null, then we have to just return that element in our linked list. Okay, so here I am writing just a return. Okay, and after that we have to find the middle of the linked list. Okay, so now I have to find the middle of linked list. So to find the middle of linked list, I am going to use fast and slow pointer. Okay, so my slow pointer is going one by one. Okay, so let's say when my fast is going to reach here, then my slow is going to be at this position. Okay, and then after that, when my fast is going to this position, okay, but before that we don't need to move forward. Okay, so here I am going to check for the two conditions. So I am going to take two pointers, fast and slow, and both are going to point to the head of my linked list. Okay, and in the while loop I am going to check if fast dot next is not equal to null. Okay, is not equal to null, and my fast dot next is not equal to null. I have to check this while loop, this condition in my while loop. Okay, in the while loop I am checking if my fast dot next is not equal to null, if my fast dot next is not equal to null, and operation fast dot next is not equal to null. Okay, initially both are starting at the head pointer, right? So here, see, my fast is going to take two jumps. Okay, initially my fast dot next is not equal to null, right, and my fast dot next is also not equal to null, right? So my fast is going to take two steps forward, so my fast reaches here, and my slow is going to reach one step here. Okay, so slow reaches here. After that, again in the while loop I am going to check if my fast dot next is not equal to null. No, this condition is true, my fast dot next is not equal to null, but this condition is false, right? Fast this is fast dot next this one. Okay, this is null, right? So I don't have to execute anything inside my while loop after that. Okay, so here what I did, I get my fast, so my fast is at this position and my slow is at this position. Okay, so this is done. Same way for this one. So initially my fast dot next is not equal to null and my fast dot next is not equal to not null. Okay, so but okay, so right, fast dot next, so my fast is going to take 2 jumps and my slow reaches here. Then my this is my fast, this is my slow. Now fast dot next is not equal to null, correct? Fast dot next is not equal to null, so my fast is going to take 1 more jump forward and my slow reaches here. So my slow is at this position now and fast is at this position right now. Okay, after that I don't need to execute my while loop. Okay, so here in both the examples we have got our slow, so slow is at this 3 and fast is at this position, and here in this example slow is at this position and fast is at this position. Okay, so this is done. After that I have to reverse the second half of linked list. Okay, so I am going to reverse the second half of my linked list. So here, so for that I am going to break this connection. I have to break this connection. So what I can do here, I can simply write slow dot next is equal to null. So in that way I am going to break this connection. Same way here I have to break this connection. So my slow is at this position, so I have to break this connection. Okay, so once I have break this connection, I have to reverse the second half of my linked list. So this is my second half of linked list, I have to reverse it. Okay, so first half is like this 1 and 2, and second half I have to reverse. So second half after reversing it is going to look like this, 4 is pointing to 3. Okay, so once I reverse my second half, so after that what I am going to do here, I am going to join this 1 with the 4 with this 2 and this 2 with 3. Okay, so this is how I am going to execute. Okay, so all these connections I am going to break. Same way in this example, this is my first list, 1 is pointing to 2, 2 is pointing to 3, and after reversing my second half of our linked list, so it is going to look like this, 5 and 4. So 1 is pointing to 5, 5 is going to point to 2, 2 is going to point to 4, and 4 is going to point to 3. Okay, so I am going to write the code, same code for this one. Okay, so let's understand step by step with the code. Okay, so once we have checked this base condition, after that let's find the middle of my linked list. Okay, so to find the middle part of my linked list, so let's use 2 pointers, list node slow. Slow is initially at head, and list node fast, and fast is also initially at my head position. Okay, so this is done, and then after that run one while loop as I have already mentioned here. So this is the same case I am going to write here. So while my fast dot next is not equal to null, and then fast dot next is not equal to null. In that case I have to just move my slow pointer one pointer ahead. Slow is equal to slow dot next, and my fast is going to move 2 steps forward. So fast is equal to fast dot next. So I hope that you guys are clear with this. Okay, so now in this part I have find the middle of my linked list. Okay, this is done. Now I have to reverse the second half of my linked list. To reverse the second half of my linked list, so I am going to write the same code, okay, which I have explained in my previous video, reverse the linked list. Okay, so I think that's the problem number 206 if I'm not wrong. I'm going to add the link of that video in the description of my YouTube channel, so please go ahead and watch that if you haven't seen that video on how we are going to reverse the linked list. So I think in that video I have explained the 2 approaches, using iterative approach and using recursive approach. Okay, so now in this code let's write the iterative approach only. So I'm going to use list node prev. Okay, this node prev is going to point to my null, and list node cur is pointing to my slow dot next, and as I have told you, I have to break the connection. Okay, so slow dot next is equal to null. Okay, this is done. Okay, so list node prev is pointing to null. Okay, this is a list. Okay, I have break this connection, so this is a list 3 and 4, and prev is pointing to null. Prev is pointing to null, and cur is pointing to slow dot next. So my cur is pointing to this position, slow dot next. Okay, so this is done. Then after that I have to check if my cur is not equal to null. While my cur is not equal to null, okay, if my cur, while my cur is not equal to null, then I have to create one next node is equal to cur dot next, and cur dot next is going to point to priv. Cur dot next is going to point to my priv, and my priv becomes cur is equal to next node. Okay, so what I am doing here, see, this is my linked list, so I'm going to break this connection. Okay, 3 and 4. Okay, so before that I'm going to point to 3 to 4. Okay, I'm pointing my 3 to 4, and this is my next node, and then after that my priv becomes this one and cur becomes this one. Okay, so after once this is done, then my cur is going to point to this one. Okay, next node is going to become my this node. Okay, so but we don't have to execute, so I'm just going to break the connection and reverse it. So 4 is going to point to 3 is pointing to null. Okay, this is what's happening here. Okay, so I have already explained this in the reverse linked list problem, so just go ahead and watch it, okay, for clear understanding. So now we have completed the 2 steps. So first step is find the middle of linked list. Second step is the reverse the second half of a linked list. Now let's do the final step. So final step is nothing but merge the first half and the reverse second half. Okay, alternatively. So list node first is equal to, first is pointing to head. List node second is equal to head is equal to priv. Okay, let's point it to priv, because head, this is head. Okay, this is a head linked list. Okay, this linked list pointed to head, and once I priv it, okay, once I reverse it, so this point, this list is starting from priv only. Okay, so this is a priv. Okay, and this is a head. Okay, so I hope that this is clear. Okay, so from here we are getting our reverse linked list. So second is pointing to my reverse linked list, and first is pointing to my first original linked list, that is 1 2 only. Okay, this is done. So now after that I am going to check while my second is not equal to null. Okay, if this is the case, then inside that list node first next and the second next we have to find. So let's write it. Next first is equal to first dot next. List node second next second, let's write it same way. Next second is equal to second dot next, and first dot next is going to point to, so don't worry, I am going to explain this part as well. Okay, diagrammatically what's happening here. So let's first write the code. Second dot next is pointing to next first, and then my first is going to point to my next first, and then my second is going to point to next second. Okay, so this is done, and in this case we don't have to return anything. Okay, we have already created the connection, so let's run the code and see. So all the test cases has been accepted. Now let me submit it. So our solution is accepted and it beats around 90% of users with Java. So I hope that you guys are able to understand today's problem. So now let's understand this part. Okay, so what I'm doing here, let me paste this code here and let me erase this part. Okay, so we have 2 lists. Okay, so we have one, let's pick one example here. So let's pick a first example only. Okay, So what I did, I first find the mid of my linked list. Okay, then after that I reverse the second part of my linked list. So 4 3. Okay, reverse the second part of my linked list, 4 and 3. So first is going to point to head. Okay, so first is pointing to this position and second is pointing to this position. Okay, I'm checking while second is not equal to null. Okay, then my next first is first dot next. So this is nothing but next first and this is nothing but next second. Okay, at this position. Okay, at this point of time, then first dot next is pointing to second. This first dot next, this is first dot next is pointing to second. Second, this is second dot next is pointing to next first. This is next first, right? And this is done. After that my first becomes this next first. So now this becomes my first and my second becomes next second. So this is my second. Okay, again my second is not equal to null again at this point of time, right? So my next first becomes this point, this node, and my next second becomes this node. Okay, both are null right now. So okay, so this is my next first, this is my next second, and then my first dot next becomes second. So this was my first, right? So first dot next is pointing to my second and second dot next is pointing to next first. So next first is nothing but null. Okay, null. And after that this next first becomes my first and this becomes my second. So now my second is equal to null, so I don't have to do anything. So what I get here, 1 pointing to 4, 4 pointing to 2, 2 pointing to 3, 3 pointing to null, right? So I hope that you guys are able to understand today's problem. So let me maximize it. So this is the complete code. Okay, so I hope that you guys are clear, and if you guys still have any doubts, then please feel free to ask in comment section. Till then, keep coding and keep practicing. Meet you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.